Alright guys, in regards to epicking your units in Stream Raiders, you do not want to waste room. There is a massive influx of new players, so space is very valuable. You do not want to be epicking Saints. Saints are a useless unit, they're not good at all. Epicking it makes it take 4 spots, and that's valuable real estate that could be used somewhere else. Same with the flag, you don't want to epic the flag. Especially in these battles, what you want to be concentrating on is epicking armored, maybe some melee and ranged units. You don't want to use any assassins, and if you do use support units, you want to make sure that they are small. Your support units are units like flags, saints, healers, fairies. They can all be found and filtered by the ranged. If you go to your armies, you can see it here as well. So there is a filter here. If you click on that, it's going to show you all your armored units. So your armored units are your tank, your paladin, your vampire, your centurion, your blob, and your orc slayer, and your vampire. Armored are really, really good units. Your next section is your assassins. Assassins are bad. Your assassins are not very good. Don't waste too much money leveling these up. Your assassins are your Swiftfoot rogue. Your assassins are your rogues, your busters, your flying rogues, your shinobis, your spies, your balloon busters, and your busters, and your spy. They are not very good units, so especially if you're in a captain where the enemies are high and your units are all low level and you're finding it hard to beat those levels, do not use assassins. And if you do use them, please do not epic them. Melee's okay as well. Warriors, barbarians, berserkers, gladiators, amazons, and warbeast. Ranged units are really, really good, especially area of effect ranged units like the mage, artillery, and the bomber. Ranged units are archer, a bomber, musketeer, artillery, and musketeer. I don't know if I said that twice. Support units are good, but they are not good epic. You want to keep that valuable real estate for other units that are going to either hold off the enemy or do damage to the enemy. Support units are your healers, Saint, almost the worst unit in the game. Spy is the worst unit, Saint is the second worst in my opinion. A fairy, monk, Templar, Necromancer, and a flag bearer. So once again, you can filter your units by armored, assassin, melee, ranged, and support. If you're not sure, you can always just click on the unit and it will tell you here, this is a support unit. Once you get your units up to level 20, you'll also get to pick a specialization for that unit, and that is where your unit becomes really good. So I have heavy tanks, and to me that is the best option, heavy tank. At level 20, you can pick that. You don't want to spend too much money early on in the game. You want to concentrate on a handful of units. I recommend concentrating on units like your tank, which is an armored unit, your paladin, which is an armored unit, your archer, and your bomber. If you have spare money, you can also level up things like your warrior, gladiator, and a couple of others, but you don't want to do too many because once you get your units to level 10, you will run out of money to level those units up. I do recommend unlocking all the units and trying to get them to level 5. I do not recommend re-rolling the store. The store resets every 6 hours and you can get scrolls from the store every 6 hours. Don't buy it all because you will run out of money. I would avoid buying assassins as, once again, they're not good units. There is a big misconception, but no, busters are bad, shinobis are bad, balloon busters are bad. Don't waste your money. There's also quests that you can do to grind and get rewards and money. What else? Yeah, so just work on a handful of units. Don't spend too much money. Level everything to maybe 5. Concentrate on tanks, archers, bombers, paladins. If you're gonna epic something in the battles, tank, bomber, artillery, mage, paladin, and blob are really good to epic. If you have too much money, maybe a warrior, a gladiator, or a lancer, healer, or fairy. But please do not epic support and do not epic assassins unless your captain, I guess, asks for it. But it is very very limited space with the influx of the big captains that have started playing. If you have any questions, feel free to come check me out on the live stream. I stream on YouTube and I stream on Twitch. Just look up Angel on Twitch and you'll find me there, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Just to add on, another reason why I am not a big fan of Saints is because they always fall back and then they don't really help the battle much. And there's so many enemies on the battlefield that the amount of units hitting the same singular target, the debuff from the Saint doesn't always help as much. The rogues, the flying rogues, the shinobis, they pretty much just run in and die. That was a buster that just exploded. It died doing nothing. Busters don't have very much health. The same goes for the balloon busters. So a lot of the time they'll get shot down before they actually do any damage at all. The last thing alive that's actually useful is usually a ranged unit. As you can see, most of the... oh, there you go. There's the rogues just dying. The last things that are usually alive are the ranged units, which is why I like to promote ranged. So you're not sure why these guys are still alive. They might have been hiding, but look, they're all just running straight to their deaths, doing nothing at all. So assassins, therefore, I feel like are a waste of space, and I definitely think you should be concentrating on some more useful units. Necromancer is just as good small as it is big. Once it gets hit, it's dead. You really only want them to make them minions, and they can do that whether they're epic or small. So preferably small, because then you take up less space and then more units can fit in your battle. Here are the Saints at the back doing nothing at all when they should be helping up the front. So the blue little buffs that you see, that is the Saint buffing those units. And as you can see over here, none of these guys are getting used by it. And flags, excess flags, such a waste, they just hang out at the back. So what's still alive? Ranged. Ranged, ranged, ranged. And some support. Epic Saint. Doing nothing different than what the little Saints are doing. These enemies here are really rough as well. Every 10 seconds they change and fully heal if we don't kill them in time. So this battle's really hard. As you can see, my battle placement, there was not much room for anything else. It was a full battle. They're really, really hard to win. So you really have to make sure that you don't epic the wrong units to try to get through these battles. So mostly armored and ranged is what's needed, and support, but not epic. Necromancers are amazing. Some healers, some fairies, armored, ranged. That is my tips to try to get through. Good luck in your battles. Good luck. Once again, if you do have any questions, you know where to find me.